Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Friday thing that I'm doing. A while back, I was watching one of X-Ray Girl's morning roasts, thinking it was this week or last week, and the topic of gentle parenting came up. As you can imagine, I'm not really a fan. Um, Seems like it's just code for not really parenting at all. But bear in mind, don't have kids, but I'm going to tell you how to raise your kids. It does feel like the two most important things you can teach your kids in life is two of some of the most important things you can teach your kids in life are what they are and what the world is, to give them a proper perspective of themselves and reality. And if you shelter them and you spoil them, you give them a warped perception of both of those things, and I think you do them a disservice, in my mind, right? Now, bear in mind, I'm not saying send them to Hell Week at boot camp, but within the realm of what they will probably face in life, I don't think, ivory tower, silver spoon is a good thing. Anyways, moving on, we have a video from CoffeeZilla that we're going to look at, and then some, news and stuff like that. This is actually, he's been talking about Epstein here. This is a weird type of thing. Can you imagine anything more patterned to arouse people's suspicion than the concatenation of circumstances that we've been witnessing? It's like eh, maybe there's some sort of proverbial monkey wrench loose in the workshop or something, but like the stuff we've been seeing out of the government, I shouldn't be talking about this. It does seem like it's so bizarre that I think it's at least partially real. It's like the worst put up job ever. Like there are about 1,000 ways you could probably BS this to sound more convincing and less suspicious than what has actually happened. And the fact that it's so inept to cover, like again, it just seems like it's like, anyways, never mind. All right, so we have this video. Adam 22 addresses scam allegations. This is actually from 3 weeks ago. So this is the one we're going to be reviewing.
Today I got called out by the podcaster Adam22.
Hmm. He did it. He did it. Look at this face tattoo. He obviously did it with a tear. That's probably racist.
Coffeezilla is
Maybe I've talked about this before. Like the whole notion of crypto schemes kind of escapes me. Well, I guess maybe not entirely, but like just the idea of investing in something that is just ones and zeros on line somewhere, like that has no, like, there's no there. It just, I don't know, strikes me wrong. And who's this guy? Is that Shaquille O'Neal? And there's a jar with a bunch of ones in it, I assume.
kind of a grifter himself because he just sort of like he makes a lot of money off making content about
Mm, like cops or lawyers, or, well, to be fair, lawyers, I'll agree that they kind of maybe thrive a little bit off of doing things that are legal and yet not moral.
all of these little mini meme coin disasters.
Now Adam22 used to like me. He used to invite me on his show, but now he's mad. He says I'm the grifter. Why? Because I called him out when he ran a scam and I warned him ahead of time. What's so crazy about this story is we're about to go through
Is he a redhead?
his explanation. But what fails is that I told him ahead of time. He's going to say, "Oh, I didn't know it was going to be shady. I had no idea." but I told him before he ever promoted it. So the irony is he's telling people, oh, CoffeeZilla's the grifter. He's making videos about this stuff. I wouldn't have made the video if you hadn't run the coin.
Mm. Isn't there some weird thing about that? Denial, counter accusations.
There's no story for me.
Some weird it seems some sketch or some spoof that South Park was doing about Trump actually, and that there was kind of a codified way of going about this.
Me telling you not to run it and then you not running it. The only story is I told you and then you did it anyways because you don't care about your fans. Here's the quotes here.
Like this whole kind of age that we're in, just it is kind of a strange example of an abuse of soft power, almost. Like we're not in the age where people can say, "Hey, chop off your head if they don't like you." But we are in an age where a lot of people have a lot of influence over an even larger amount of people. So you have stuff like this that can happen where the people just use that power and abuse it,
Real talk, you
like the internet monarchs.
shouldn't run a
That's
coin.
catchy. I'm going to use that.
It's lame and you're going to get scammed. You're going to scam or get scammed. He says, how am I going to afford all this Galaxy gas? Then I told him these snipers
And he's in druggy. Mm-hmm.
were planning to already snipe the coin. Quote, people are literally plotting to snipe the coin, make a bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. So this is all pre him actually doing it. Now he's saying, oh, I didn't know. Nobody told me. CoffeeZilla's a grifter.
Sorry, let me rewind that a second. I was zoned out there for a second. I don't believe that. But setting it aside, you know it's a grift, right? People are literally plotting to snipe the coin, making bundle off someone who doesn't know any better. He's kind of banking on the schnooks.
Snipe the coin, make a bundle off
No,
someone who doesn't know any
schnook.
better. So this is all pre him actually doing it. Now he's saying, oh, I didn't know. Nobody told me. CoffeeZilla's a grifter.
Well, to be fair, I mean, just because CoffeeZilla says it doesn't mean you necessarily believe it. But in this case, you can't say you weren't warned. And I think that kind of puts the burden on the person. He's like, yeah, this is definitely a grift. Adam22 says, no, it's not. In this case, I think Adam2 is kind of a skeevy person.
For covering the fact that I did it anyways, but I want you to watch it. We have to correct the record sometimes on these guys because they go on these podcasts after they've been called out and they address things. Have you ever heard that? Adam22 responds. Adam22 addresses crypto pump and dump accusations. But the addressing is always a subtle recharacterization of what actually happened.
CoffeeZilla blasts Adam22 for launching
Bump and dump despite warnings.
Crypto pump and dump despite warnings. Basically, someone was hounding me, telling me that they would pay me a large sum of money to do a crypto promotion
Hounding.
on my story. I thought it's just a random ad deal type thing. I do ad deals all the time for like, thousands of dollars. Why would I not do something for hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Yeah. I do a job that pays me hundreds of dollars. Why wouldn't I rob a bank for it?
I thought nobody was going to care.
All right, so the first
Just replace nobody was going to care with no one was going to find out. Well, or no one was going to prosecute.
part of his explanation is, look, I thought I could get away with it. I thought nobody
Oh, that may be a better way. He thought he could get away with it.
would care. Nobody would address this. But here's the thing. I found an old clip of Adam22 talking about this, and I realized there's actually a different reason. He knows that it's not about people not caring. It's that there's only so many videos that grifters like me can ultimately make.
Oh, sweet glory. This guy's shady too. Look at his jacket.
And you see Adam22, the wheels turning a few years ago where he realizes maybe you just get away with it.
Millions of dollars off it, and it's trash. They're not tweeting about it anymore. They made bags off it, and they didn't really incur that much of a social penalty because it's like CoffeeZilla can only make videos about so many people. Like
Right.
the that he made videos about Steve will do it doing, or the Save the Kids thing or whatever. It's like those are just the ones that were big enough for it to be
Those are the
worth
highlights.
him catching. You know, it's like so many people. Like I remember when Soldier Boy was just selling every
Hmm.
single tweet of his ever. He probably made a of money off
Right.
that, and no.
Well, I guess I fail to see the logic. Yes, in theory, the biggest stories will be the ones that hurt the most people and are the most worth covering. Yes, that would seem to be the case.
Nobody even remembers.
And there it is. I mean, need I say more? The guy realized what a lot of people realize, which is just like if everyone's doing it and you do it, you probably get away with it. And so people like Adam22 just think, oh, not that nobody would care, like he says in this addressing, but he thinks he can get away with it. But then he takes a step further, which I cannot allow, and he says, oh, I had no idea something nefarious would have happened.
And I also had no idea about any sort of nefarious intent. People are saying that.
Hmm. You could argue criminal negligence rather than intent, but like it feels like given that he's friends with CoffeeZilla, given that he's seen a lot of this stuff going on, it didn't even occur to you to be suspicious at all. That seems rather remote, possibility wise. Anyways, yeah, you can go check this out yourself. Adam22 addresses scam allegations by Voidzilla, technically. This is his alt channel, I guess. Yeah, you can go check that out if you want to. All right. Now, coming in from Australia, some creepy crawling spiders. You know, I used to be a lot more afraid of spiders than I am now, but still, it's still one of those things that if you think that one's like crawling on you, it's like, or if you find one, it's just like creeps you out for a second. But as a general rule, just if I see them on something, not nearly as creeped out as I used to be. They're kind of cool. You know, I had theorized one time, like how, well, no, not really. I'd imagined that, like, what if we somehow shrunk ourselves down to a miniature size, and then we live in a world where, like, you're just wandering through the yard, the jungle of the yard, and there's all these spiders running around. Yeah. All right. Australia is now on red alert. The New Zealand. Okay, you know what? Give me a second. I want to go grab some water. Hold tight. Probably sounded weird. It's a squeeze bottle. So, all right. Australia is now on red alert. New Zealand false widow spider dubbed an alien racist. All right. An alien monster by scientists has established itself across New Zealand and is showing signs of advancing across the Tasmanian Sea, carrying both neurotoxic venom. Okay, so I was thinking from the term false widow that it wouldn't be poisonous, but I guess it is poisonous. Carrying both neurotoxic venom and drug resistant bacteria. This invasive arachnid presents a rare dual threat to public health as its spread accelerates. Experts. Huh. So it's from New Zealand, but spread to Australia? This invasive arachnid presents a rare dual threat to public health. Its spread As its spread accelerates, experts warn Australia must act swiftly to prevent another ecological crisis. Origins and spread of the alien sounds like they're talking about immigration. Everything is about immigration these days. Not. The spider in question is Stetoda nobilis, commonly known as the noble or New Zealand false widow, native to the Canary Islands and Mandera, The spider has spread globally via cargo shipments, often mistaken for the more dangerous black. So it is less dangerous due to its bulbous abdomen and dark coloring. Statola nobilis has taken hold in urban centers across New Zealand, first confirmed in Porirua. Porirua. Yeah, it's not roll off the tongue. In November 2024, the spider is believed to have been present since at least April 2023, according to DNA evidence analyzed by ecologist Stephen Treadwick of Massey University. It has since been reported in Wellington, Christchurch, Nelson, Northland, and Waikato. Waikato? Kind of like what Waititi. Taika Waititi. Only it's not spelled, the same. I think that diphthong, I don't know if that's the right word, that combination of vowels is produced that way. Waikato. Its success in colonizing urban environments, from letterboxes to garden sheds, makes it well positioned to thrive in Australian cities with similar climates. Hmm. Though less aggressive than Australia's infamous redback, the false-widow's bite is far from harmless. Its venom is neurotoxic, closely related to that of true widow spiders. Bites can cause immediate symptoms such as pain, swelling, and redness, and in rare cases lead to systemic effects like nausea, low blood pressure, or tissue necrosis, which I assume just means the tissue kind of rots or something. While fatalities are exceptionally rare, hospitalizations have occurred. Reports from Massey University notes that some patients have experienced pale, necrotic skin lesions and temporary mobility issues. Experts warn that calling the bite sinister is not alarmist, but medically accurate. Seems kind of alarmist. Perhaps most concerning is the spider's role as a bacterial vector. In the 2022 study by NUI Galway revealed the presence of multiple antibiotic-resistant pathogens on the spider's body and fangs, including Pseudomonas pudita. Oh, I was thinking that's Spanish for a rude word. Never mind. That's stuff the A at the end. All right. Gluvera intermedia. These bacteria are found to resist standard treatment protocols. Infections resulting from bites don't always respond to antibiotics, said Treadworth. The combination of venom and multi-drug resistant bacteria makes Pseudomonas nobilis a rare double threat posing toxicological and microbiological risks simultaneously. All right, I'll leave you guys to read the rest of that if you want to. All right, actually, I have two ones about. I was looking up stuff on insect or spiders actually, and this one came up actually. I think it's an ant, no wasp. It's a wasp, not a strange looking wasp though. A team of research from the University of Adelaide, in collaboration with cavers, has uncovered a large number of eyeless cave-adapted invertebrates, including spiders, cockroaches, centipedes, and remarkably, a wasp. The wasp is the only known example in the world to show physical adaptations for life in complete darkness. It has no functional eyes, greatly elongated legs and antennae, and extremely reduced wings, an extraordinary example of evolution in extreme environments. All of the invertebrates found in the cave were already dead and were incredibly well preserved, mummified in the dry cave environment, says the University of Adelaide's Dr. Jess Marsh, who led the survey. The cave contains thousands of such invertebrates. Some bizarrely had died midway through climbing the cave walls, caught Okay, the cave contained thousands of such invertebrates. Some bizarrely had died midway through climbing the cave walls, caught frozen in time. Many of the invertebrates we discovered are a new species, and some might already be extinct. The age of the specimens is not currently known. They could be dozens of years old. They could be hundreds. They could be many thousands. Hmm. Dr. Marsh and her team at the University of Adelaide are now conducting analyses to determine the age of the samples and try to unravel the mysteries of why the only dead specimens and no living ones were found in this cave. Intriguing. Surveys of a second cave reveal a living population of a likely new species of large eyeless cave-adapted spiders. These pale, slow-moving, and graceful spiders build very large webs in caves, which they string between rocks. Each of the currently described species of these spiders are only known from a single cave, and it's possible that this new species may only occur in this one cave, said Dr. Marsh, who is a founder and conservation leader of Invertebrates Australia. This makes it a very this makes it at a very high risk of extinction. Unfortunately, the survey team also found a large amount of fox scat, a dead fox, and a dead fox in the cave. The researchers ongoing to find out whether foxes predate these spiders. The researchers and cavers from Australian Speleological Federation conducted the survey, traveled more than 1.5 kilometers into the remote cave beneath the Nullarbor plain. The long journeys into these caves were incredibly challenging, filled with tight squeeze. I don't like tight spaces or heights somehow. Um, I guess they're not mutually exclusive, but still. A lot of time was spent crawling and belly wriggling through dusty sediment, plus a few nerve-wracking heights. Oh, good, both. But I wouldn't repeat it a second time, says Dr. Marsh. Ugh, okay, that one creeps me out. Maybe it's just seeing them up close like that that's really creepy. There's an otherworldly beauty inside the caves, the sheer magnificence of the stalactites and stalagmites, and other structures, and the awe-inspiring diversity and number of invertebrates that were worth every second of discomfort. The biodiversity revealed in the field trip provides an important glimpse into the present, past and present ecosystems of the Nullarbor, Nullarbor. All right. These remarkable findings can provide us with a unique glimpse into the biodiversity of the Nullarbor caves and provide further information on the importance of the area for biodiversity, says Dr. Marsh, who is a member of the Biodiversity Council of Australia. Hmm. This is important to note given the caves were surveyed in this. It's important to note given the caves we surveyed in this field trip. Given the caves we surveyed in, this field trip is in the proposed footprint of the large-scale green energy development. There are thousands of caves on the Nullarbor, many of which had not had scientific surveys, and are indicate, right, our findings indicate that there are, oh my goodness, my brain is rotten. It's rotting. It's going into shutdown mode. And our surveys indicate that there may be many more weird, wonderful, and scientifically important species out there. Hmm. Yeah. It's interesting to note that, like, also, like, I think most of the Earth's surface is covered by water. Actually, two-thirds of our oxygen comes from plankton, not trees. So there's kind of a little bit of I guess I don't know. Maybe it seems a little bit alarmist to be worried so much about trees when, but also I guess to be fair, the trees are a lot closer to human civilization, so maybe it does matter. In any case, though, A lot of it's underwater, and a lot of it I think still hasn't been explored. I had actually read, or I had listened to, I think there was a story by Isaac Asimov where they literally had a place like an asteroid, I think, where it was a lot smaller than Earth, but in fact, because they made use of like the 3D dimensions of the asteroid, I think in like square footage or cubic area, they would have actually had more area than we have on the surface of planet Earth, which is kind of an interesting notion that like we think that, oh, the planet's all full up and we can't expand any. Well, technically, you can still go up and down. In theory, there would probably still be plenty of room, especially if you were to somehow make use of the oceans, or you somehow just make use of like the cubic space within the Earth itself somehow, or just going upward like skyscrapers or stuff like that, like Trantor. Mm. All right, moving on. There is a food one, which, whatever reason, they didn't do an actual thingy. They didn't do an actual article. It's just this video. Now, I guess we watch this. Very pastoral. Cilantro? Is that what it is? The sharpened, is that a sharpened butter knife? Hey, so if it works, man. And they have Mother Teresa as well. Paprika, cumin, salt, chives. That's right. Put the old lady to work, will ya? Looks like applesauce or something. Okay, hold on. I'll have to go back. Flour, I assume? So this is some sort of pastry or bread. I'm assuming that they stuck the mixture into that, right? And then covered it in flour. Glad they didn't have the sound for that powder. So I wonder what this actually is. Like, again, they didn't really say the name of it, but it's not an article. Stupid. Sort of Indian dish. If you know, you can put it in the comments. Sorry, I wish we had more to this. Oh, they're steaming him. Nice. I wonder if they bake him afterwards, or no? I guess maybe it is literally just a steaming thing. Or if maybe they do bake him after. No. Huh. da da. Pretty dang cool. Everything's better deep fried, right? Well, mhm. The deep frying doesn't go with her outfit though. She should be cooking something in a stone fire. Alright, interesting. Interesting, I must say. Alright, we're gonna move on. Alright. This is out of America, I actually think. I actually have the picture. No, he's not. Heroic Chicago man rescues a 7-month-old girl abandoned after a carjacking in the sweltering heat. Huh. So when I had first read the title, for whatever reason, I thought the the baby, like in my mind, I was just thinking the baby was inside the car after it was checked. Maybe I don't know. Two. It's where were we? Come on, stay where you're supposed to be. Then track the baby's relatives using social media. Authorities said Thursday. Earl Abernathy, 33, was stuck in traffic on July 3rd when he heard an infant crying and spotted her alone on the steps of St. Francis of Assisi's Catholic Church in the city's Little Italy neighborhood. I saw the baby crying like to wiggle her out of and try I saw the baby crying like trying to wiggle her way out of the car seat and it tipped over. Abernathy told KidJet.com, so I just threw the hazards on, jumped out, and ran over there and got the baby. The little girl had been in the backseat of a vehicle stolen from a nearby gas station earlier that day, then ditched by the carjacker in a 92-degree heat. The Chicago Sun-Times reported. Abernathy called the police and went on Facebook Live to track down the baby's family, and quickly got messages from people who recognized her. I don't know if I would recognize a baby. It was crazy, Abernathy said. Within minutes, the grandma had inboxed me, like, that's my grandbaby. And then the auntie inboxed me, that's my niece. Nice. Hey, case of, whatchamathingy, Facebook using, or social media being used for good. In theory, like, in an ideal world, that's what it would be used for, like to connect people in that way. But it feels like it very easily becomes a tool for other things, for the worst inclinations of mankind to be indulged. I assume this is the carjacker, Jeremy Ochoa, Jeremy Ochoa, and infant who was not identified was taken to the hospital for a checkup and then reunited with her family. Blah, 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 blah. Very blurry photos, I guess. Um, we were all out of our minds, the baby's grateful grandfather, Kara Whittington, told the Sunday Times. Everyone is okay, and we are glad she is found. Jeremy Ochoa, 38, was ultimately arrested for the carjacking and charged with kidnapping and vehicular hijacking, according to Chicago cops. Huzzah! There's a nice feel-good one to end out the week for you. All right, I was gonna look at the Aztecs, but this is going on a little bit long. Maybe next week. So, moving on, do a little bit of a Portal 2 here. I'm hoping we're gonna finish this one pretty soon, but I'm not sure exactly how long it goes on. Hmm. it is camera. Good. Put your head on my shoulder. Oh, for the love. Oh, hold on. Hold on, my good fellow. Oh, bounce myself. Wait a minute. Oh, is that? No, this is the other one, right? So. There we go. Huzzah! Nice. Oh, hello. Let's throw this one up here. Oh, mother. Yeah.
Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton.
Uh-huh. Excellent advice. And also helpful. Especially if you've already been covered. Stellar. For the record, I've never actually seen this game finish, so I don't know exactly how it ends. I've seen the first part, and I've seen the part where I think you...
All these
Spoiler
science
alert.
spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face.
What was I gonna say? No, I think I'd seen, spoiler alert, I'd seen the part where you get back together with Gladys. And I'd seen the part where I think Bentley comes into it, or Wesley. Wesley, is that the right word? Wesley. Wheatley. Wheatley. Alright. Alright. Anyway. Assuming somehow we should stick that there. These ones. Oh, hello. Is that how this is supposed to work, I guess?
I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
Okay, so where am I supposed to be getting here? Yeah. Oh well. Now. Hold on. Why am I doing that? Alright. That's the exit. Uh, uh. Oh, hello. That's gonna hit this thing, isn't it? Alright. Why am I even doing this? Hold on. Eh. Let's see what we can see. I'm gonna guess you're supposed to somehow try and build up momentum of a sort. And then go flying over there. Is there any higher place, or is this about it? Try and jump. Okay, hold on. So once you go through that thing, it destroys all your portals. Meaning, I think that I'm gonna have to jump over this one somehow. Or no, that's not gonna work. Well, that's something, but not what I wanted either. Somehow I need more thingamawhatsits. Momentum. Need more momentum. Oh, hello. There's a place up there. No, maybe that's just my imagination. No, I'm not saying that right. Pretty sure still that somehow. Hold on, my dear friend. Now, I believe we require one over there. I'll just, we could probably just drop. I don't know if it'll do me any higher or not. Yoink.
Just a
Yeah.
heads up, that coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
Oh dear. Yeah. It's like, don't think of a giraffe being chased by a lion right now. Whatever you do, do not think of that. Alright.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
Huh. Alright. Now, the water is to clean it off, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it's just to make my job harder. I think it's through that, is it? No. Can't go on the grading either. Alright. Oh. Okay. At which point it turns back on, I assume. Alright. So, blue. I lined up right. Alright. Now. Huzzah.
I'm telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just
Time
let
is a
that handsome
construct.
devil go about his business.
Alright. It's like a painting. Get a more clear color. Alright, mostly good-ish. Huh. So that's the door that we took into this thing, I think. Now. I think. Hopefully. Oh, we might have to get some. Alright. Now. So I think one up there, hopefully. So come on. Hold on. You do it that way. And first you have to drop. Alright. No, wrong. Here we go. Now, so you're up here. Huzzah! I did it! Hold on. Hold on, my friend. There's no way to get down there, though. Alright. I'm not supposed to get jump either. Oh, hold on. There's a way. Alright, here we go. Where do we actually want to go here? I assume we want to get up there somehow. Right? some sort of weird thing on the back of this. Alright, let's just try it. Hmm. 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 Is there an angle I have on something? Doesn't seem to be. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Now in the Harry. Let's get across here. I still think it has to have something to do with that. Oh, hold on, hold on. Is there any of that bouncy stuff? Ha! Hoorah! Come on. Yo! I'm the best around! Nah. Surefire way to get yourself in trouble being too proud. Alright, now. Try this again. Yeah. So... thinking, is there... Oh, hold on. Never mind. Never mind.
If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who wouldn't recognize the thrill of danger if it walked up and snapped their little pink bras, that sounds like projection. They didn't fly into space, storm a beach, or bring back the gold. No, sir, we did. It's you and me against the world, son. I like your grit. Hustle could use some work, though. Now let's solve this thing.
I like your grit. I like your moxie, kid. I like it a lot. Alright, boing, 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 boing. Ay, ay. Alright. Got that stuff off of it, so that's something. That was, like more of a case of Deus Ex Machina or something. I don't know if I would have actually thought that it would break. I don't know if I would have thought that you could break the cage. Alright. Somehow, I gotta end that. Get that water out of there. Alright, now, let's try this again. Now, the problem arises, what to do about this. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Alright. Yeah.
Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not Mary save science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out because you are fired? Now you test subject, you're doing fine. Yes, you, box your stuff. Out the front door. Parking lot, car, goodbye.
Uh-huh. That's yeah, I don't know, kind of an only fools rush in type of challenge. But there's something to be said for people who take calculated risks. So
Congratulations.
I think it
The simple fact that
can be overdone.
you're standing here listening to me means you've made a glorious contribution to science. As founder and CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, there'll always be a limo waiting for you. Say goodbye, Carolyn.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem.
Alright, what am I missing here? Am I supposed to be pressing something? There's a portal thing there, right? Hold on. There we go. Ew. Maybe not. Let's die. Is that better? Let's land on something now. Alright. What are giant turbo machines? That's probably kind of what they are, just, you know, furnaces. Or, well, it's not, maybe not furnaces, it's for that repulsion gel and something else. Hold on. Jump in. Question is, where to? Right, so I can put how am I supposed to be doing this? I leave that one there. Put this portal in the right area, though. I think I should maybe have a clear shot? Yes? Possibly? see. This is the orange one, I think. Up for the love. There we go. Now, I'm wondering if alright. The orange one. The blue one is the one I have to do. What the deuce? Alright. Mother of pearl. Come on. I know you. Do it. Now, again, from the top. All together now. Huzzah! Is there a button? Switch? Alright. Apparently I did something.
Greetings, friend. I'm Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts. And you've most likely used one of the many products we invented, but that other people have somehow managed to steal from us. Black Mesa can eat my bankrupt...
Sir, the testing?
Right. Now you might be asking yourself, Cave, just how difficult are these tests? What was in that phone book of a contract I signed? Am I in danger? Let me answer those questions with a question. Who wants to make $60? Cash. You can also feel free to relax for up to 20 minutes in the waiting room, which is a damn sight more comfortable than the park benches most of you were sleeping on when we found you. So, welcome to Aperture. You're here because we want the best, and you're it. Nope. Couldn't keep a straight face. Anyway, don't smudge up the glass down there. In fact, why don't you just go ahead and not touch anything unless it's test related.
Now, assuming this is where I need to go, so probably as I can. Mother of pearl. Has to be open somehow, I guess. Control room. Right. Alright, and I'll probably be done after this one. No, alright, so, no. Can I try the other side? Feels like I might catch something. Right there. Now.
Oh, hi. Say, you're good at murder. Could you, murder this bird for me?
Thank you.
Ow. 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 No, wait. Oh, thanks. Did you feel that? That idiot doesn't know what he's doing up there. This whole place is going to explode in a few hours if somebody doesn't disconnect him. I can't move, and unless you're planning to saw your own head off and wedge it into my old body, you're going to need me to replace him. We're at an impasse. So what do you say? You carry me up to him and put me back into my body, and I stop us from blowing up and let you go.
Uh-huh.
Ow! You stabbed me! What is wrong with you? Hold on. Do you have a multimeter? Never mind. The gun must be part magnesium. It feels like I'm outputting an extra half a volt. Keep an eye on me. I'm going to do some scheming. Here I go. Whoa! Where are we? How long have I been out? That extra half volt helps, but it isn't going to power miracles. If I think too hard, I'm going to fry this potato before we get a chance to burn up in the atomic fireball that little idiot is going to...
Mm-hmm. Alright. Now. Boing. Put the white man in the bottom.
Did anything happen while I was out?
Mm-hmm.
The testing area is just up ahead. The quicker you get through, the quicker you'll get your 60 bucks.
Hold on, who?
Carolyn, are the compensation vouchers ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. Why did I just... Who is that? What the hell is going on here?
She's Carol. Interesting turn of events. The plot thickens. Okay, we'll leave it on that cliffhanger. We'll leave it on that cliffhanger. I actually did not know. All right. Thanks for watching.